Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. As we prepare to honor the fine young men and women of the class of 2015, we ask that you give them the respect that they deserve. Please hold your applause until the turning of the tassels towards the end of the ceremony so that we may honor our graduates in the appropriate manner. Thank you in advance for your cooperation.
Will everyone please rise for the presentation of the colors and the singing of the national anthem? Gentlemen, please remove your caps. At this time, Senior Class Vice President Brandon Murphy will take the stage.
You may be seated. Distinguished board members, Mr. Boggs, faculty and staff, family and friends, and the graduating class of 2015. Welcome to the Tippecanoe Valley High School commencement ceremony for the class of 2015. We would like to give special thanks to the faculty and staff of Tippecanoe Valley for their hard work and dedication throughout the course of our educational years. Graduates, congratulations and good luck in whatever the future holds for you.
At this time, the graduation choir will perform the song, "I Lived."
When that moment comes,
This year's salutatorian is Raymond Jarvis. Raymond's graduation address is entitled, Rise from the Ashes. Ladies and gentlemen, Raymond Jarvis.
Well, here we are. We finally made it. I don't know about the rest of you, but I'm more than ready. Now, I know we hear things like, you'll miss it, or enjoy it while you can, and I believe we will miss it. And I have enjoyed it. But the thought of turning a page and moving on to the next chapter of life is an exhilarating one. I can't help but want to look ahead in this book of life, and it's easy to drift off and lose sight of what we've done in our blind rush to reach the end. But none of us have made it here alone. We all have many people to thank for their hands in our success. It's important to consider those who have helped us along the way and to show them our gratitude. I'd like to thank my parents for giving me the life I have and showing pride in my achievements. I'd like to thank my grandparents for providing the roof over my head, the clothes on my back, and the food in my belly, which kudos on that one. I know that's no easy task. I want to thank all the teachers and staff we have here at this amazing facility. I feel that I could not have had a better group of mentors. Specifically, I'd like to thank Mr. Hutton for being the reason I found my home in the tech department and for being one of the best teachers I ever had. I'd like to thank Mrs. Eckhoff for always listening to me when I had problems and telling me to never take no for an answer. I'd like to thank Mrs. Buss for helping me learn to express myself and taught me that there's no such thing as too much extra credit. Mrs. Mills for teaching me that no matter how hard I try, I can't make every piece of art perfect, even if it should be. To Mr. Walker for finding the witty humor all around us and his uncanny ability to find words that rhyme with Jarvis. To Mr. Parker and Mr. Ingbrecht for teaching me the skills needed every day in the workforce and helping me pursue my dreams and working with technology. I'd like to thank Myra Leon for letting me know that I was always doing things right and being there for conversation when I needed one, and also keeping up that plentiful supply of food. I'd like to thank Eric Sorensen for teaching me more than I dreamed I'd know about computers and technology, but more importantly, for becoming a positive mentor in my life and one of my dearest friends. Finally, to all the staff here at Tippecanoe Valley, thank you for being one of the best groups of people any of us could ask to help us guide us through this part of our lives. Words cannot express my gratitude I feel toward each and every one of you. I'd like to give a special thanks to Michaela Warner. Without her, I wouldn't have ever found the motivation to stay up all those late nights, all of which she stayed up with me. She's been an inspiration of my life and humbles me every day. All right, now that I've gotten all the extra credit and brownie points out of the way, I can move on. I think the most influential part of our lives here at this school are friends we make. I know we wouldn't be here without our groups of friends that are always here to support us, our squads. They push us to be the best we possibly can be and challenge us to find ways to excel. They also provide levity to our everyday and remind us that school can be enjoyable. I couldn't ask for a better group of friends. Many have changed my life in monumental ways, and I only hope that I've done the same for them. Many of them sit in this room right now. A few of my best friends sit right up here beside me, and I couldn't thank them enough. Now, as our time here at this high school draws to a close, it's important that we remember what steps we took to get where we are today. It's important to remember our triumphs just as much as our failures. We must remember what brought us here to this point. We've overcome hardships, we've overcome tragedies, and we'll continue to overcome. Our past are what give us the strength and wisdom to push forward in life and make the best of it. This time may feel like the end of an era, and it is, but it's also the beginning. For many of us, this is where our lives will truly start. These 12 years have been in preparation for what is to come. Now it's time to burn away this part of our lives and for the rest of the world to be ready, because it's from these ashes that we will rise. Thank you.
This year's valedictorian is Joshua Petchin. Josh's graduation address is entitled, A Future to Remember. Ladies and gentlemen, Joshua Petchin.
All right. First of all, I would like to thank the school for the opportunity to speak, as unfortunately this may be the last chance that I have to speak to some of you. I'd also like to give some major props to Raymond for his accomplishments throughout high school. He has been that competitor that has forced me to be at my best, or else I would fall behind. And that may have happened a few times, but we're not going to dwell on those right now. I'm glad that even though we are both very competitive, we've remained close friends throughout our competition, and our desire to win never came before being friends. And I'm especially glad that our competition never came to blows because, as you can see, Raymond probably would have won that, and you might have a different valedictorian talking to you today. Also, I need to give credit to God, the one who gave me my life and my family and everything else good that I have, things that I all too often take for granted. As we stand here in the present, we can't help but think about the future. But as we ponder how the future will unfold, we must also recognize the road that we have traveled. The roadblocks that we've experienced as a class that have brought us closer together will definitely influence how we walk the road ahead. We don't have to be defined or restrained by the past, but we will be influenced by it. Where we came from is something that we need to keep at the forefront of our minds as we go into the future. The future is, without a doubt, an uncertain, mysterious time, and we can, however, conclude a few certain things about the future. The first of which is that it will be a turbulent time with many ups and downs that we have to be ready for, good and bad. Lots of people have ironclad plans and they think they know exactly what will happen with their future. College, career, marriage, kids, retirement, they've got it all planned out. And those things may happen exactly the way they have planned, but then again, they may not. The best laid plans of mice and men are just that. They're plans. They can change. And sure, sometimes change in the future, they can be pretty scary things, but that doesn't have to be the predominant way that we look at them. The fact that the future isn't a certain thing is part of why it's so exciting. We don't know just how good it can be. We can look at changes as opportunities to better ourselves and our future. That when we see our path heading downhill, it is just an opportunity to find a new trail that's heading back uphill towards the peak that we've set our sights on. Another thing that helps the uncertain future look bright is that there is someone who knows exactly what the future holds, and better yet, he's in control of it. Jeremiah 29:11 reads, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." That's a great comfort for those who follow him. This isn't necessarily promising smooth sailing all throughout life, but it is saying throughout all the ups and downs, we can know that the end result that he wants for us is something good. Another certainty about the future is that we must make the most out of our opportunities. We owe it to ourselves, because one of the worst things that we can do as a class is to sell ourselves short. Now, I'm not talking about just getting the most difficult degree possible so that you can graduate from college and make lots of money. Rather, I'm talking about changing the world, or more accurately, your world. When I say your world, I'm not talking about the whole planet, although some of you probably have the potential to spread your impact that far, and that's great. Practically, though, I'm talking about those people that you come into contact with day in and day out, your roommates, classmates, and coworkers, close friends, and family. That is the world that I am referring to and encouraging you to impact. You see, God has gifted us all in different ways, some more obvious than others. But regardless of what your gift is, it can make an impact. Never underestimate the power of a kind word spoken to someone who needs it at the right time. Those are the type of things that can impact your own personal worlds and change the whole world for the better. We also owe it to our investors, not to stock investors who are greedily looking for a return, but rather to life investors, if you will. Those people who have invested time and energy into our lives. Parents, pastors, and yes, teachers all fall under that category. They have put their stamp on us, and in return, we will be putting our stamp on the world. They want us to have the biggest impact that we possibly can, and that is the return that these investors are hoping to see from us. Finally, and maybe most importantly, we owe it to our classmates, teammates, and friends who will never get an opportunity to walk across this stage. These are somber, sobering things that are difficult to think about without becoming sad. The loss of someone you care about can be crushing, but after the pain wears off a little bit, it can also be motivating. As we head in the future, we must remember, because remembering is important, but we must also strive to prevent future tragedies. As much as we may may wish to, the past is in the past. We cannot change it. But the future is an open book with pages yet to be written on that we can readily influence. This isn't something we can just brush off as something to work on later, to improve after we graduate from college or when we get a job or something like that. No, because if there's one thing that the tragedy has taught me, it is that you aren't guaranteed tomorrow. James 4:13 through 14 says, "Now listen, you who say, today or tomorrow, we will go into this or that a city, spend a year there, carry on business, and make money. Why, you do not even know what will happen tomorrow. What is your life? You are a mist that appears for a little while and then vanishes." So, if all we have is to live on this life for 80 plus years, if we're lucky, to live our lives the best as we can, and then to die and decompose in the ground, then the future that I'm supposed to be talking about is really pretty bleak. It's hard to give hope to others if we don't have any ourselves. So there must be more to the future than just making the most money, having the best friends, or buying the nicest house. Fortunately, there is more. There's the promise of eternal life through Jesus Christ, and that makes all the difference. John 3:36a tells us, "Whoever believes in the Son, which is Jesus, has eternal life." That is where true hope for the future is found, and the knowledge that there's more to the future than just our limited lifespan here on this earth. In closing, this summer will be different from past ones. Past summers were just a luxurious break from classes and homework and books. No offense, teachers. This summer is tinged with sadness. Many of us will never see each other again. Some of us will be going to different jobs or colleges, and other of us will be returning home to different countries this summer. But as we go our separate ways, there is no doubt in my mind that though I will miss all of you greatly, I can be comforted by the knowledge that our class will have a great impact on the future. A positive, uplifting impact on our own little worlds. And that is how you live a future to remember. I can't wait to see all that our future holds. God bless the class of 2015.
At this time, the senior band will perform Blue Suede Shoes by Carl Perkins. Ladies and gentlemen, as we prepare to honor the fine young men and women of the class of 2015, we again ask that you give them the respect that they deserve. Please hold your applause until the turning of the tassels so that we may honor each of our graduates in the appropriate manner. Thank you. Would the class of 2015 please stand? Members of the Tippecanoe Valley School Corporation, Board of Trustees, and Mr. Boggs, It is my distinct pleasure to present to you the graduating class of 2015. As principal of Tippecanoe Valley High School, I hereby certify that each member of the class of 2015 standing before you today has met all the requirements established by the state of Indiana and Tippecanoe Valley School Corporation to complete their high school coursework. Row 1, please remain standing and move forward to receive your diplomas. Class of 2015, you may be seated.
Joshua Lee Petchin. Raymond Douglas Eugene Jarvis. Jordan Matthew Frazier. Brandon Lee Murphy. Chelsea Nicole Abelos. Bryce Allen Adams. Derek Michael Adams. Lakin Blue Adams. Tan Angsakal. Ashley Ann Bainey. Tabitha Joe Angel Baldridge. Anna Renee Bainey. Juan Vernon Rockney Bastardo. Daniel Schuyler Bean. Jaden Brielle Biddle. Jack Mitchell Baldry. Mariah Ann Bradford. Micah Ryan Bradley. Alexis Kayanne Brees. Courtney Nicole Burns. Corey Alexander Reed Carson. Ashley Nicole Childers. Devin Ray Childers. Andrea Renee Cochran. Jacob Kyle Collins. Austin Collins. Brianna Michelle Conley. Preston Homer Conley. Dalton Mitchell Cover. Cassandra Desiree Kreider. Ashley Annalise Krill. Hannah Marie Dalrymple. Dylan Eugene Davis. Lachey Nicole Dawson May. Cody Wyatt Dembski. Kyla Nicole DeCrow. Nathaniel Ray Doss. Casey Morgan Dunn. Kinley Nicole Eads. Lillian Taya Egoff. Miriam Elbs. Logan Patrick Elliott. Mackenzie Brianne Ellis. Leslie Marie France. Trevor William Franklin. Austin Blake French. Gregory Donald French. Ava Garcia. Aaron Joseph Gearhart. Pamela Jasmine Gonzalez. Zachary Dale Gordon. Taya Marie Grimm. Eliud Gutierrez Aka. Kara Christine Hackworth. Kaylin Nicole Hammond. Gabriel Michael Harlan. Braxton Paul Hartle. Angelica Leah Heater. Crystal Renee Helton. Maria Montserrat Hernandez. Ryan J. Hodson. Aaron Dwayne Hoffman. Dylan Todd Hoffman. Jade Elise Hoffman. Tabitha Lynn Holloway. Skylyn Marie Holmes. Jamie Mary Lynn Houts. Megan Ann Howard. Joy Linnea Hurd. Drake Jacob Hayden. Chase Allen Jones. Sarah Lee Jones. Tristan Nicholas Justice. Michael Nash Kern. Gage Allen Coors. Cade Allen Kreider. Catherine Leanne Ledford. Jacob Michael Dean Lisenby. Jared Bailey Littlejohn. AJ Long. Gary Joe Long Jr. Ricardo Alfonso Lopez. Mia Catherine McHaffey. Ryan Michael McLaughlin. Brooklyn Ann McCain. Jonah Lee Michael. Kasha Michelle Miller. Kyle Evan Moore. Austin Taylor Nault. Wyatt Wayne Nelson. Ashley Nicole New. Chandler David O'Connor. Haley Nicole Oldfather. Charles Stephen Parker. Cameron Blake Patton. Garrett Allen Paxton. Heaven Rayanne Pakanga. Austin Hunter Purdue. Travis William Pettit. Marissa Dare Phillips. Elijah Devin Prater. Maricela Ramirez. Abigail Ann Reeser. Mackenzie Alejandra Reese. Cody Lane Runyon. Damian Bryce Sainer. Eva Gail Jocelyn Sammons. Paul McHale Schaefer. Ariel Caitlin Schottmer. Paige Marie Schottmer. Brittany Dora Schaefer. Joseph Lee Shell. Kayla Michelle Shepard. Caitlin Ray Schilling. Tanaya Elise Shull. Milagro Maria Ann Smalley. Alexis Michelle Lay Smith. Deontay Michael Edward Smith. Ethan Charles Smith. Briley Elizabeth Spurlock. Dylan Tyler Stambaugh. Levi John Strong. Madison Elaine Strong. Christina Irene Swick. Andrew Michael Tanner. Kaylee Marie B. Teal. Alex K. Thacker. Michael Gregory Thacker. Sally Anna Mae Torpy. Taylor Marie Tripedi. Jade Valoren. Scott Michael Wallace. Michaela Joan Warner. Isabel Renee Warren. Shelby Christine Warren. Cody Ray Welch. Theresa Marie Wilson. Bryce Taylor Zimpelman. Justin Michael Zuniga.
Jordan, step up. For Student Body President Jordan Frazier, if you'd take the stage.
Fellow graduates, will you join me in turning the tassels? Is that it?
Will the class of 2015 please rise? As principal of Tippecanoe Valley High School, I now declare you graduates. Congratulations.